As many of you know, we just released our Easter Frolic SVG bundle, and in that bundle came some really wonderful little gift ideas for this upcoming Easter, including this little Easter bunny box. We've got a cute little lamb basket, and of course the explosion box, which is going to be a crowd favorite for sure. But I'm sure that after you picked it up, kind of wondering, well, what about a card? Well, today we have a really cute, free Easter-related card, and I'm going to show you how to put that together. So let's take a look and dive right in. And what we're going to do is just a little bit of pre-assembly here. I'm going to start with this piece here. You've got actually, we're going to start with this piece here. I've got two flowers that are going to go in either corner here, and I did ink those a little bit with a darker red color. And then we have this panel. Now this is going to be perfect for stamping or journaling. Okay, so let's go ahead and get that glued into place. Just throw a little bit of glue on the back of that. Don't want to overdo it because it tends to kind of warp if you get too much glue on there. And do your best to get that nice and centered and aligned. Sometimes it helps, especially for me, to kind of pick it up and get a better angle at it. There we go. Make sure it's nice and centered. And then your flower, now if you want, you could probably put the flower on first and then use it as a little puzzle piece to ensure that this piece fits correctly. But as you can see, I was able to center that really well, actually perfectly, so that the flower does fit in these little corners here. So obviously our next little step here is going to be to get our glue on this little flower and get that glued into place. And we'll do the same thing on the other one. We're going to leave that flat. We can add some dimension to the flowers on the outside of the card. We don't want to put too much dimension on the inside because it's just going to get flattened anyway when you close the card and or mail it. Okay, so let's get that other flower in place. Okay, our inner panel is pretty much complete. Okay, and let's take a look at the little Happy Easter caption. We've got a nice little shadow blackout piece here that the actual Happy Easter is going to sit on. And I'm just going to do a series of dots along the letters here. And then we're going to do our best to just glue those right onto this little area here. Try to make sure that you get it nice and centered so that you have the nice little bubbly frame and border all the way around the caption. And the same thing with the actual Easter caption here. And get that into place. There we go. That's cute. All right, so that's that. Let's take a look at these two pieces here. Then what we're going to do is we're going to glue the pattern piece on top of the white piece. It's going to give it some additional stability, and it actually doesn't cover up the little paws on the bunny, which is what we want because we're going to create the illusion that the bunny is popping upside down in the card, which is going to be really cute here. So let's get this in place. Make sure that you get your glue all the way out to the edge so that you don't have any edges curling up. And I'm using the little thought bubble as my initial guide. And since we're putting this on white, even if we don't get it spot on, this tacky glue gives you just enough time to kind of nudge things around and get the proper placement. So that looks really good. Okay, and that just leaves, let's see, we've got one flower here. That flower is going to be glued to this little area here. And I'm actually I'm gonna give this a little bit of dimension. So I'm gonna grab my 1/4 inch dowel and curl that up just a tad. And I did ink this with a nice deep orange color. Let's just throw one little dot of glue on the back there and position that right in between the little petals that are cut out of the design already. There we go. I'm going to decorate that with a little rhinestone here in just a moment to kind of complete the look. And then we've got these two flowers here that are going to go on the bottom corner of this little panel. And I also ink this with a nice orange color. I'm just going to curl these petals back just a tiny bit, just to give them a little bit of life. And just a dot of glue on the back, because we do want this to kind of be flaring out. Position that right in the corner. Same with the other one. Now if you take a look at some of my previous freebie tutorials, you can kind of take a look at my inking technique. It's nothing groundbreaking, it's just a very natural technique, which is kind of what I like. Okay, now let's go ahead and decorate the little pieces for our bunny. I've got the little pink part of his ears, so go ahead and get your glue on that. And just do your best to get that nice and centered on his little ear. And grab the next one. Just a few dots of glue. A little will go a long way. And get that second one in place. Now, we do have two little markers for his cheeks. So let's get his cheeks in place. Just throw a little dot of glue on there. There's two little circles, or I don't know what you want to call them. They're just markers. Try to position the cheeks in between the two little markers as best as you can. All right, let's get that in there. And then we don't have a marker for the nose, but the nose is going to go pretty much in the center of the two cheeks. Center horizontally and center vertically. I'm going to use my little pick-me-up tool here because that is a pretty small piece. And we're going to have to draw in his eyeballs with a pen, or if you have some stickles or some liquid pearls, that would work too. Okay, so just pop his nose right in the center. And we are going to draw his mouth as well. And we actually did this in the last video when we made the explosion box. So what you're going to do to draw his mouth is just kind of start at the tip of his nose and just create a J, and then you're going to do a backwards J. So I kind of fudged this the last time because I didn't have my head directly over it. So I'm going to put my head over this. You may see the top of my head as I do this, but that is just so that I can make sure that he looks good. And there you go, kind of like that. Okay. I'm going to do his eyeballs with some liquid pearls. I'll probably do that off camera, but we can go ahead and pretty much assemble this thing. It's pretty much ready now. So this panel, now this guy's upside down, mind you. He's coming out like this. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to put some foam squares on this piece, on the back of this piece, and just foam square that to the main white part of the card. Okay, so I am going to, when I put these in, I'm trying to not put them out all the way out to the edge so that they're visible. You want to kind of hide those if possible. And then maybe throw a couple in the middle somewhere, and then maybe one down here just so that it stays nice and erect for us. And I'm going to peel the backings off of these and get that in place. And then we do have a little caption that says hi on the outside, and then it says Happy Easter on the inside. So this is going to be a really cute card with a nice little matching envelope. It took me about, I would say 13 minutes on my Cricut Explore Air 2 to cut this out. And as always in the supply list, we kind of tell you what colors you'll need. So that should be helpful. All right, so grab this piece here, And do your best, I'm going to do this at an angle just so I don't mess it up. Do your best to align that little scalloped circle with the scalloped circle on the panel. There we go. Beautiful. What a cute card. Okay. All right, so, and the reason I left the, the word hi off is because I wasn't sure about where to place it until I actually have this panel on. So let's grab our letter H and let's just dab a few drops of glue on the back of it. I put a little bit too much on there. Okay, and let's place that right in our little speech bubble. I'm going to have to get my head in here just so I can see this better. Just try to center that as best as you can. I think I probably brought it up a little bit too low. There we go. There's our H. Now let's grab our I. And we're going to dot our I with a little heart, just to make it even cuter. Okay, so I'm going to give that a little bit of space. I think I maybe had it left aligned just a bit too much, but I think at that angle it's going to look cute. All right, let me find my little heart rhinestone. And the inside panel just gets glued down. The Happy Easter message goes just above it. Okay. There's our dot for the eye. Hi. We still have to do his eyeballs. Actually, I may just draw them in. Okay, so as far as the eyeballs go, just use the nose and the top of his head as a guide and just try to make them symmetrical. I would start the little circles just to the leftmost edge of the left side of his nose. So probably right about here. And then another one right about here. Okay, that's pretty cute. I think that turned out okay. All right, so he's upside down. We're gonna open that up now and put our little panel inside here. That's gonna go right about here, and then that's gonna get glued up here, okay? So I don't think I really need to show you that. Let me show you the envelope. Okay, so we've got our envelope here. All you're gonna do is fold everything at the little score marks. Now we're gonna take this purple piece, this is my little pattern, and we're gonna glue this down. So what we wanna do is just kinda get a line of glue around the perimeter. You don't wanna go all the way out to the edge because it doesn't go out to the edge, and then throw a few little drops here and there. Okay, and then get that centered right there. Make sure you've got a nice little even border on the back too, just to make everything look beautiful. There we go. Okay, so that's what that looks like. And then all you have to do is put glue on these two tabs and close this up to complete the envelope. So let's do that. And I noticed that on my envelope, sometimes I go very heavy on the glue and it tends to kind of warp the little edges here. And I'm gonna try to avoid doing that. So be kind of sparse with the glue if you can, especially on the envelope. It's the first thing that they're gonna see. Okay, all right, so let's just close that up. There we go. And just give it a good little push. There we go. I got a little glue on the front of it, but that's okay. All right, so that's that. And I guess I may as well just finish this up so that you guys can see it slide into our envelope here and get a complete feel for this cute project. Cute card, depending on how long this video is, it's probably gonna be mostly uncut. I would say that from start to finish, you're looking at probably about, about 30 minutes maybe to put this cute card together. So you figure by the time you get your shoes on, by the time you get out the door and go to the grocery store and check out, if you have the paper, why not just make it at home? Because you're not going to find anything like this at the store. And there's nothing better than a handmade card for your loved one. So there's that. There's our little bunny. Again, I'm going to throw some rhinestones on these flowers on the front. And as you can see, we've got a beautiful little envelope for your card, and it's ready for Easter. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, please take a moment to hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel, and as always, I look forward to crafting with you again. Stay on top of all things Dreaming Tree and engage with us today. Get the latest news and enter in our giveaways on Facebook. Get inspired by following us on Pinterest. Be the first to see our new product launches on Instagram. Do you prefer Twitter? Yep, we're there too. Watch our beautiful product trailers and assembly tutorials on YouTube. For more information, visit www.3dsvg.com. Live, craft, love, and dream.